Hi, Internet. You doing alright? Good. And I wanted to talk a little bit about perfectionism, the knotty, thorny web of contradiction and confusion that is perfectionism. Because people talk about it like it's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. It's about kind of, a lot to do with the standards we set ourselves or the standards other people have set us to make us think that maybe we're not enough. We need to work harder, do more, and constantly be pushing, striving. And it's good in a way because it's motivating. It's what makes us strive to be better, to improve things, to just get this right. I can't let this go. But that can lead to procrastination and inertia, stuckness, just sitting on things, not getting there, not doing it because you can't release it. If this is a lot to do with like control, having something out of our control, and being judged, failure, fear of failure, having something out there which is exposed to the world perhaps or to our colleagues, to our boss, and they may think it's not so good, or it's not accurate, or it's not been done right. We're terrified of not doing things right, aren't we? It can be really bad for creatives who want to put some creative work out there that they care really deeply about. They're kind of so passionate about getting something right. If it's a photograph, a novel, a kind of painting, some artwork, but they're very aware of its chinks, its imperfections, the flaws, the things that someone might not like about it. And that can sort of stop them releasing anything, stop them pushing through, finishing the novel, the painting, whatever it is, because they know they're never going to be happy with it. They're always going to have that insecurity. It can be really unhealthy, this idea of perfectionism and this idea of just getting it done, it not having to be perfect is quite powerful. It can lead to this procrastination, paralysis, brutal self-punishment from the inner critic. Oh, it should be better. It's not doing it well enough. It's really poor. But it can lead to kind of astonishing achievements that can go just unrecognised. I'm thinking of miserable looking footballers, football managers, people who kind of suffer those defeats really badly and they don't celebrate the wins. They choose not to. They can't quite bring it in themselves to celebrate achievements and wins. They can't really enjoy that moment because it never ends, life, does it? Always on to the next thing, the next day, how to improve from this point, how to get better again. A lot of therapy is about honouring kind of a feeling and experience, kind of some hurt, some pain. It can help to honour achievement and allow ourselves to smile. We achieved that. Look at that mountain you climbed. Look at that kind of distance you've cycled. Look how far you've come from that product that you had, which was just the germ of an idea in your head. So perfectionism, it can hamper all that. Even the idea of perfect, I think, is questionable because my idea of perfect probably isn't your idea of perfect, and vice versa. And so what does it even mean then? It's just something just for ourselves. If we think something is perfect, and that's okay. That's kind of, it just feels a really sort of vague, imperfect word, if you know what I mean. Like, to counter it, we need to kind of let go of this tendency that we might have, accept imperfection as a route to getting it done, to getting the job done. You need to maybe consider a bit more of a long-term perspective on learning or growth. This idea that kind of, it's all part of a journey. So what if we put something out there and it's not great? It's probably not the end of the world, and we're all on an arc, we're on a curve, we're on a learning curve, and things will improve. We might kind of try to convince ourselves to hear constructive feedback without that side order of threat that you're doing it badly and wrong and you must be better. Maybe it's just not coming from that threatening place. Maybe that feedback comes from a place of somebody wanting you genuinely to improve and thinking you can do better, and that's okay. It's not intended to hurt you. if you're putting something out there into public and you're going to get comments or feedback or whatever, you can always choose whether to accept it or not, publicly or privately. And you can say, okay, thank you for your feedback. And in the back of your head, you can think, I don't agree. I think that's wrong. You have that choice whether or not to accept it as well. So an idea I lean into quite a lot is good enough. It was first coined by this psychiatrist and paediatrician Donald Winnicott in 1953 to address really a perfectionist anxiety of new mothers that will probably forever exist. And it was used to describe mums who were appropriately attuned to their children's needs and able to make necessary adjustments despite being, shock horror, imperfect. So it was supposed to, I guess, comfort them. But this idea of good enough as opposed to perfect is, I think, a powerful one that can be extended to lots of different things about ourselves and the jobs we're doing, how we are in relationships, if we're a good enough son, daughter, brother, sister, husband, wife. Good enough can be really powerful and comforting, and this idea that, we're doing the best we can, we're good enough, we're not being awful humans, we're good enough, because perfect doesn't really exist. So it can be argued that perfectionistic tendencies can never be fully changed because they are so deep-rooted in early attachment, and maybe they shouldn't be if they are overall considered as good things, positive driving forces. And that comes down to individual judgment. Again, it's one of these things, do we accept it or not? Do we want to just see if we can adjust it a little bit, or is it okay? And it might be okay, and it might help you to do your job as well as you possibly can, having that brilliant organisation and excellent time management. But those early roots, that stuff in enoughness or not enoughness, that can be explored and looked into, reflected upon, journaled about, talked around, as well as any sort of detrimental self-defeating behaviours and habits they promote. This idea of internalised shame around not being enough as a person can promote the so-called perfectionism. It can lead to it. I think to repeatedly punish ourselves for failing, for not succeeding well enough, to me that feels like an unhealthy approach, and you might consider a better approach of embracing that imperfectionism of just doing and seeing where that arc goes. And with each one you do, each one of these pretty shoddy videos at the moment, I'm willing to accept they're not great, but I think not very many people look at them, and I'm doing them a lot for myself. Who knows, one day maybe they will be better and reach more than one or two people. Or I might just stop them altogether and suck up the embarrassing failure. It happens. It's okay. Who knows? Okay, that'll do. Bye for now.